Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Makeover Monday Watch Me Viz for week 50, 2022. My apologies for being a few minutes late. I was having some technical difficulties, so hopefully there are some of you still listening. If you are new to this channel, I run this every week so that you can learn how I approach new data sets, how I explore creating different types of visualizations, critique the original, and so on. I created this channel to help you become great at Tableau, so please go ahead and click on subscribe and turn on notifications. I create lots of content every week, and I'm in the middle of, well, not really in the middle, I'm at the start of creating a YouTube short every single day that has a quick Tableau tip. So let's go ahead and get started. So this week's data set is looking at which countries get paid the most vacation days. This visualization for me is quite confusing. Let me go ahead and open it up in a new tab. Let's see here. Okay, so I find this visualization quite confusing. We see all of the countries and the total paid vacation days. It goes from light to dark, which I kind of understand that, but the colors are all so similar and there's so many numbers all over the place that you really can't tell what is what. So I would probably scrap this and start completely over. I do like that it's on a map though, because we kind of might get this idea that maybe holidays in Europe are more generous than holidays in South America or North America or something like that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and download some shape files to help me create a tile map of the world. So I'm going to go to the Tableau custom map file archive, and I will put a link to this in the show notes, so don't worry about that. And let's see here. Okay, so this blog post on the Tableau community is created by somebody at Tableau that has like all these great visualizations. This one has the US and Canada, there's squares, okay, and here's a world tile map. And are there any others as well? Okay, so I personally like this. This is a world tile map I'm gonna use, so I'm just gonna go ahead and download that. And that is a hyper file. Okay, what does this do here if I go to this here? Okay, so that's the JSON file. That's not really what I want. Okay, excellent. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to let me see here. Let me grab this and bring it over here. So this is the file, and I'm just going to move it to where I keep my data sets. So my drive, data sources, and I'm just going to move it there. And I might even have one anyway. World borders, yeah, so this is just a projection map. I don't think that's the same thing. Okay, so what's it called? Tile grid world Tableau. Okay, and the data set itself is pretty simple. We just have the country, the number of paid leave days, public holidays, and total paid vacation days. So let's go ahead and bring up Tableau and connect to the data. So I'm going to connect to our original data source. And let's go to, where do I have this stored? Makeover Monday, data, 2022. And let me sort that. Okay, so paid leave by country. And we have something like that. And I'm going to go to sheet 1, and I'm just going to drag in the number of records. So we have 197 here, because when I join this to the tile map, I want to understand, or I want to make sure that I still have 197 countries later. So I'm going to edit my data source, and I'm going to add a second data source. And this time I want to go to, let's see. I'm going to go to my drive. And as you're watching, if you have anything, any questions about things I'm building, feel free to leave them in the chat. Any comments you might have, and I will answer them the best I can as we're going along. I've got two screens, so I can see everything just fine. All right. So if I bring this over to the right-hand side now. And what I should be able to do, so let's see, so in this table it's called alpha 3, but we do have a field called name. Okay, so I want to use the field name. Okay, so let's go to our little join here. I'm going to pick country, and I'm going to choose name. Okay, so now I need to see how many records I have. So I have 197 still, but if I bring in, let's see, subregion, for example, yeah, I've got 30 that don't match. Okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to need to figure out which 30 don't match, which is not particularly easy. So I'm going to actually edit my data source, and I'm going to change this from a relationship to a join. So I'm going to bring this over here because it'll be easier for me to see which ones don't match. So I'm going to make it a left join and go from country to name. Okay, and let's go to our new sheet. Okay. Okay. So now what I could do is, let me just clear the sheet. Let me just bring in country here, and I'm going to bring in name here. So now I should be able to see those that don't match. So I'm going to keep only on the nulls. So now what's probably happening is that my countries in this data source don't match the countries in the country names don't match up. So what I probably am going to need to do, and this is a bit of a pain here, is I would need to manually update the names. So let me just connect to a new data source, and I'm going to connect to this tile map again and go to a new sheet. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the name here, and this might be a way that I can maybe see the countries and which ones match and which ones don't. Okay, so that's fine. So Andorra. So over here, I don't even see Andorra. But you can see we have Iran, Islamic Republic of, and over here it's Iran. I just called Iran. So I need to change this in one of the data sources. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to edit the alias here and just call this one Iran. And let's say, for example, Laos. So I'm just going to rename this one as Laos. Okay, and I'm going to go back to this data source, and I'm going to go into my join, and I'm going to remove the join. And I'm going to use data blending instead. So let's get rid of that. And then let's delete. Okay. So with a blend, I need to go ahead and I'm just going to rename this field, country, and then I can join them. You see the little link, it'll join. So what a blend does is it runs two separate queries and then tries to join them together. So I'm going to bring my country field into here. And we can see we have a null. Okay, so let's look at Antigua and Barbuda. So let me go up here, and if I just rename one of these, so let me edit the alias, and I change the and to an ampersand, and hit OK, you'll see the name now shows up. So when you do a data blend, Tableau will consider the aliases that you write. So Bosnia and Herzegovina, I'm going to assume this is an ampersand. There we go. And let's see, Cape Verde is, I don't even see that. Okay. Let's see, so Andorra. Now some of these might not actually even be in the data set, so let me bring in the world tile map and just see how many countries we have. So this has 190. Okay, so some of the countries actually are missing from, oh, I don't know why I did that twice. So we've got 190 in the tile map, but 197 not in the tile map. Okay, so I'm just going to do keep only on the nulls. Oops, did I do exclude? I meant to do keep only. There we go. Okay, so Brunei. I know this is very, so I'm just going to edit the alias and just call it Brunei. Okay, so that one should now go away. Congo Republic of the, so it should be edit alias, should be that. So let's go back here, edit the alias, and hopefully this is worth it when I'm done. So, and then Ivory Coast, is it called Côte d'Ivoire? So let's rename that. And then I'm going to go here. And then this is probably just Ireland if I had to guess. I'm going to guess this is just Macedonia. Yep. Okay. I can see they work because they're just disappearing. Okay, so St. Kitts and Nevis. So it's ST period. I'm going to guess this is ST period as well. I know this is probably exceptionally exciting to watch. And again, if you have comments along the way, please feel free to leave them in the chat. So Swaziland. Let's see if that's right. Okay. This is probably just going to be Gambia. Okay, edit alias. And so United Kingdom, interesting. United Kingdom. What's that called here? Okay. So let's just edit this to United Kingdom. And Vietnam. Let's edit the alias. Okay, so Tonga. Tonga's not in here. Maybe Tonga's called something. Monaco, Palestine. So some of these. Monaco. Okay, Palestine. Yes, so Palestine's not listed. Russia. What's it called here? Russian Federation. So I'm just going to rename that. San Marino. So Scotland wouldn't be a separate country. Okay. So that's a problem. Okay. Well, this is proving to not really be, the juice is not worth the squeeze. So I'm going to actually undo everything that I just did. So let me remove that. Okay. So let's look at, so if we look at like total paid vacation days, come on, and we sort that in descending order, we can see that Iran has the most. Okay, but what I could do is I could, let's see, so if I stack these on top of each other, let me move measure names to color. So this is 53, so 27 plus 26 is 53. Okay, great. And I'm going to set my default number format to a number with no decimals. Right. So I've got my total paid vacation days. One thing I could do. Okay, so let me get rid of that. And let me take measure names off of color. It's really hard to look at all these countries, but one thing I think might be interesting is to maybe compare, like let's say we want to compare Panama to all of the other countries. So I'm going to actually do that with a parameter. So I'm just going to call this my country parameter, and I'm going to make it a string. And for now, I'll just put Mali in there because it's short. Okay, and I'm going to show that parameter just so you can see what it's doing. And now I'm going to create a calculated field. Oops, it's on my other screen. I will put the shapefile link into the description, Sophonius. So this calculation is going to be, so this is going to be value, let's see, country parameter value. So this is going to be, I'm going to say if country parameter is equal to country, then I want to return the total paid vacation days. end. Okay, so when I do that, if I drag this in here, notice I only get one bar. So if I try to compare, so ultimately I want to create a calculation that is variance to selected, for example. And I want to say the total paid vacation days minus my country parameter value, this one. And when I hit OK and put that into the view, notice how I don't get any values here. That's because this bar is just at this row. So I can't compare Iran to this one because they're not on the same row going across. So what I need to do is I need to turn my country parameter value into a level of detail expression. So I'm going to just put a mustachio, and then maybe I'll just do an average. It doesn't really matter what kind of aggregation I put in there, like that. So I'm just turning it into a single value, and notice how that all becomes populated, and now my variance works. Okay, so that's good, and that's good. Actually, we could put maybe, that's okay, we'll leave it like that for now. So what I want to do now is I want to be able to, I want to use a parameter action to do a comparison. So I'm going to create a parameter action worksheet actions, add a change parameter action. So update country parameter. I'm going to do it on select. The target parameter is country parameter. The field I'm going to pass is country. And when they clear it, I'm just going to set the value to blank. Okay, so now when I click this one, everything should compare to that. So we can see everything moving here. Okay, so that's good. And then when I reset it, it goes to null. Okay, so that means what I need to do is I need to wrap this whole thing in a ZN because I want to convert the null to a 0. And there we go. Okay, so that just kind of resets the view back to really just the vacation days per country. And I hope my battery on my laptop does not die here in a minute. So I might have to be quick. Okay, so again, that works. Okay. But my highlighting doesn't work, so I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to put maybe, I'm just going to create like a dummy field. And hit OK. I'm going to drag that onto the detail shelf. And then on the color shelf, I'm going to get rid of the border. Okay. But now up here on the highlighter, I can highlight dummy. So when I click on something, the highlighting goes away. So that's the really simple way to get the highlighting to go away. Okay, so I could put on my text values, variance to selected. So let's set this again to a no decimals. Okay, so if I scroll down here and I choose that one, we see -1, 0, etc. Maybe the labels aren't necessary, so let me turn that off. And then I would probably put the 3 fields onto my tooltip. So now I can see all of that stuff in the tooltip. Let's get the dummy out of the tooltip. Okay, there we go. So now we can see all of that, and we're good to go. Okay, so this is the variance to selected. Right. What else could we do? We could look at, let's see if this will work. Let's do country, and let's do leave days, and then public holidays. So we could maybe even just do something as simple as this. So measure names, put that on color, and we get our stacked bar chart. And we're going to sort the countries by the field total paid vacation days descending. Okay, so we get something like that. Right, and I believe if we go all the way down to the bottom, we see the USA is pretty terrible. So we have 10 public holidays, but that's it. So let's call that USA, and I'm going to edit the alias here and call it Micronesia. Okay, and I think Congo Democratic Republic is sometimes called Congo DR, just to shorten the name of it. What else needs to be shortened? Oh, we have it in here twice. So where was that? Oh, okay, so Congo's in here twice. Interesting. Okay, so let me, I think it's because of my aliases. So alias, and if I go down here to where I had Congo, so this one I need to clear the alias. Okay, there we go. So this one we could call Congo DR, and then the other one we could just call Congo, because I'm pretty sure that's how it's usually referred to, but I could be wrong. Okay, edit alias, and let's just call this one Congo. Okay, something like that. Okay. Oh, and we've got some nice spam on the chat. Isn't that wonderful? So we can go ahead and report that. Let's report that as spam. Okay, it's not letting me do that. If anybody would like to report that comment as a spam, that would be just fantastic. But it's not letting me do that through the chat here. Okay, I can clean that up later. All right, what else could we do? Because if we do just a simple map, we've got one unknown. Okay, this is, I'm going to guess this is Palace. So Scotland. Okay, so Scotland's not recognized as a country. Okay, and if we did total paid vacation days on color, let's maybe make it a circle instead. And let's maybe put total days on color, something like that. Okay, again, not very useful. Okay, what else could we do? Oh, I have an idea. So just report it. Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate that. Okay, so there was a Workout Wednesday recently, and I want to see maybe if we could do it. So Workout Wednesday, Tableau, and maybe this will be another way we could look at it. Where is it here? This one here. Okay, so if I click on it, we can see it's got kind of like multiple columns. So 1 through 17, but it's got 4 columns. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to go to my solution that I created for this. So Workout Wednesday, week 31. Okay, so I'm going to open up my workbook, and Workout Wednesday 2022, week 31. And my laptop is about to die. I will be right back because I don't want to lose power. Hang on for a sec. Okay, I am back. Let me just check. Can you just confirm that you can still hear me? Because I had to change my headphones. Or sorry, I had to change my plugs. So hopefully you can hear me okay. All right, so what I was saying is maybe we can create something like this that ranks the countries, and we just put it in kind of like multiple columns like this. So I'm going to just go to this sheet, and I've got these two fields, so rank bins. So let's edit this, and then rank reset is that. Okay. So this is going to probably be a bit of a pain, but let me try it anyway, because this is very manual, the way this was done. Okay, so let me just paste these in, and I know they're broken. So I'm going to edit this, and the value I want to rank is total paid vacation days. Okay, and that did not work. Edit. Dependencies. All fields must be oh. So let's do this sum. Okay. All right, so now what I need to do to build this is, okay, so we've got rank bins. All right. Rank bins. Okay, so we have, I forget how many countries we said we had. We have 197. So let's say we do, well, 5 columns of 40 wouldn't be great, would it? 20 columns of, maybe 10 columns of 20? Oh God, this is going to look terrible. Yeah, so this isn't going to work out very well. Let's see. Well, I'm going to try it anyway. So let's do rank bins and rank reset. And we put country onto detail. And then this should compute using subcategory. Okay, so compute using country, compute using country. And now I need to, okay, so let's say we want to do 4 columns. So, or let's say we want to do 5 columns. So 5 columns of 20? Is that right? No, 5 columns of 40. What's the easiest? So let's say 197 divided by 5 is 40, 7, 10. Oops. So that's 10 columns of 20. Okay, let's just try it. I'm going to just see what happens. This is going to just take me a minute. So less than or equal to 10. No, we're going to do 10 columns of 20. Okay. Less than or equal to 20, 30, okay, so 40, 50, 60, 70, 90. Am I doing that right? 10. Let's see, I want to do 10 columns of 20, so this should be 20. 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Oops, that's 1200. 140, 160, 180. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then the rank reset, this needs to be, so rank minus 5, what is this doing? 10, 15. Okay, so I'm going to close that for a second, and I'm going to copy and paste this in. Just make it a bit easier. Okay, then rank, and then this should be rank minus, so that was 5, so 20, rank minus 40, minus 60. Oops. This isn't taking too long. Hopefully it's not as boring as it looks. Else. Okay, so I messed up here somewhere. Rank less than or equal to rank 20. What am I missing here? Oh, double end. Ah, look at that. Okay, perfect. That worked out well. Okay, so what did I do now? So we've got the value. So that's going to be our total paid vacation days. And then we want to put in the average of 0. And then we want to make this a dual axis and synchronize. Okay, and then on the value shelf, we have, okay, so what does this actually allow us to do? It allows us to color. That doesn't allow us to really do anything. Okay, so we want these both to be bars. And let's take measure names off of color. And then the first, let's get rid of the no borders. Let's make the first one maybe a light gray. Let's do that. Let's put a border on. I think that looks okay. And then the second one, I don't think we want to have anything there, do we? So we want to have, what is this here? So this is a, okay, so this is a Gantt bar. And we make it as, we set the color to nothing. And we want to put the country onto the, no, we want to put the rank onto the label. So rank onto label, compute using country, that's good. And then label will be to the left. Okay, and then we can hide, take that out of the tooltip, take it out of the header, take it out of the tooltip, take it out of the header. Okay, and then we're going to go to the all marks card and we're going to sort the country by the field descending total paid vacation days. Okay, so then what I believe we did here, so show header, is I think is the axis manually changed. No, okay, show header. Okay, so in the label, okay, let me just bring it over to the other screen. Okay, so it just has a bit of space in it. All right. Wrong screen. Okay, so let's go in here, label. Okay, so let's maybe put a couple more spaces in there. All right, so I'm going to actually edit the axis. Let's see, so let's make this fit entire view. And let's edit this axis so that, because what's happening now is my countries on the left are being, or my rank numbers on the right hand side are being cut off. So if I fix that to maybe -20 and then make this automatic, how's that? I think That's better. Okay, so let's go back in here to the label. Let's get rid of a couple. Okay, I'll play around with that once I get it into the dashboard. All right, so now I can, I'm going to put the country onto the label here and left align it. Okay, and then for the entire workbook, I'm going to set my worksheets to 8 point, and let's maybe make it a black font, something like that. So now I can, I'm going to go ahead and hide the headers. So now when I hover over, I can see the country, the rank. Okay, let's format the view. We're going to get rid of our grid lines. Let's go to our dividers and turn the columns off and turn the rows and the columns off. And then it looks like, let's see, let's go back to here. And what do we have for formatting? So format. So I have the axis ruler. So is this a reference line? Yeah. Okay. So let me go to my lines. I'm going to turn my 0 lines off. And then what I did in the other one was I dragged on a constant line for I guess it doesn't really matter which one. And I'll put it on 0. And then I'm going to edit that. The label is going to be none. The tooltip is going to be none. The line is going to be solid and thin. Okay. So now what that does is it puts the line in front of the bars. Okay, let's see, what else could we do here? So that is okay. I think I'm going to edit the aliases for some of the countries, if I can, somehow. Because you see some of them are overlapping a bit. Okay, so what were some of the ones it was? So this one, let's say, and oops, where are we here? United Arab Emirates, maybe I'll just abbreviate that one to UAE. What else? St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I wonder if I can wrap the label. No. Okay, that didn't work. Undo. Okay, so St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think just for the purpose of this exercise, I know it's probably not the right thing to do, is just rename it as St. Vincent. Where is it? Okay, edit alias St. Vincent, and why don't I just try that for now? Keep going to the wrong sheet. Okay, so it's still too long, the label. All right, so edit aliases. Where is it? Saint. Are there any other ones? Oh, hopefully you didn't hear that sneeze. Okay, so that looks okay. So now we can see the rankings, and maybe on the all marks card, I will put all 3 fields on here. So let's put those in the tooltip so we can see them all. And But now I want to allow my users to maybe pick the field that they sort by or that they display. So right now it's total paid vacation days, but I want to allow them to pick between any of the three options. So I'm going to say leave type. I'm going to make it a string, make it a list. So this is going to be total, and then paid leave, and then last one is public holidays. So, and then, okay, so what is this called? Total paid vacation days. Let's rename that. Okay. And let's make this a single value list. I like doing this just for, makes it easier to test. So let's call this one. Okay. Okay. So what I can do now is I'm going to create a parameter that is leave value. And I'm going to use a case statement on the leave type field. So when it is paid leave, it's always harder when people are watching, then paid leave days, when public holidays, then public holidays. This should be in lowercase o. These, when you're writing a calculation with a string, you have to make sure that the case is exactly correct. So else I want to do total paid days. Okay, so this is now going to go up here in place of my other field, and I need to, my country field, let's see here, so come on, get out of the way. Okay, so we want to sort the country now by the field leave value. Okay, so, and now we want to sort this one as well, leave value. Okay, so what's going on now? So now everything looks a bit funky. Right, okay, so it's probably something in my table calc. Let me pull this over. So that's by country, so that's correct. Ah, okay, my rank field is wrong. This should now be the leave value. Okay, there we go. And then I think what I'm going to do, so my axis here, oh no, not that one. Let me show the header for this one. So I manually, if you remember, I manually set this axis to, oh, I thought I did. I want to set it to minus 10. Is that good? Okay. I'm just looking at some of the labels on the right hand side. Okay, so minus 9 looks good. Okay, so that's good. So now when I switch between these, it should still look okay. Great. So let me uncheck show header, and then the leave value, I'm going to uncheck show header. Okay, so let's now clean up our tooltips. So I'm going to go to tooltip, and it keeps bringing it over to my second screen. So I'm going to do country, and then number, and I'll just stick the rank in there. Don't need to leave value. Leave days public. Okay, so that should be good. So now we're going to hover over. Oops. need that. So I was seeing a pound sign in there twice because when I copied these fields over, if I look at the default number format for rank, I have a prefix of a pound sign in there. Okay, and it just got dark in the room that I'm in. That's weird. Okay, so let's, well, I better save. And let's see, I'm going to go for Monday, 2022. So this is week 50. And this is, what do we want to call this one? This is paid vacation days. World paid vacation days by country. Save. Okay. So now I'm going to throw this into a dashboard. Let's see, I don't think I need to do any containers or anything. Actually, I probably do. So I'm just going to, no, wrong one. I'm going to float this into here. And then, okay, so I can just leave that here for now. And then the sheet, let's get rid of the phone layout. Let's see, so we want this to be, okay, and then this sheet I'm going to also turn on my caption, and I need to go ahead and everything comes up for my second screen. I need to edit my caption, so data source is, what was our data source here? It is resume.io. Okay, so that gives us that. And then in the layout, I'm going to set my inner padding to 20 to give us a bit of space. All right, and now I'm going to make the whole thing wider so I can see it better. Oops, why is it? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I need to make the whole. Okay. Pretty good. All right, so what I'm going to say now is, I think if I, gosh, it keeps putting everything on my second screen. It's very annoying. I'm just going to insert my parameter here for now. So this is my leave type and just hit apply. Okay, by country. Or maybe I say which countries have the most total paid vacation days. Which countries have the... I'm going to stick this into what's it called? Title capitalization. I always forget how you're supposed to capitalize stuff, so I'm just going to paste it in here. Come on. Oh, looks like it's frozen. Unresponsive. Exit page. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Maybe there's another one. Case converter. Let's try this one. Okay. And convert. So okay, so we capitalize the H. Okay. And the M, right? Yep. Have the most. All right. No, I don't want to do it that way. Because what I want to do is it's a very boring title. So what I'm going to do now is drop this parameter. I'm going to uncheck show title. I'm going to make it a compact list, and I'm going to make it really small. And then I'm going to just float it over here to the right of this. So let me bring it over here a bit, and you'll see why in a second. So now when they click on that, it'll look like that. It changes the view. Okay, so let me save again. And now I can change that. And now it looks like I'm choosing it right next to the title. Okay, so I need to, yeah, it feels like this needs a bit more breathing room, because you see how all the numbers are really squished up next to each other. In the, like, for example, Uruguay and South Korea are just squashed right next to each other. So I need to go back to my sheet here, and let me see. What if I make this minus 20? Hopefully that spreads them out a bit. Let's see how that looks now. Okay, so probably doesn't need to be quite, oh, that's okay. We can leave it like that. So then I can uncheck show header, and there we go. Yeah, so total vacation days by country. Yeah, something like that. It's a really terrible title, but I can't really think of anything else at the moment. So let me hide that header. And now we've got Central African Republic is still overlapping here, so I need to rename that one. Let me just bring in the list of countries, it'll be easier. How about Central African that looks like control. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. Where to go? Okay. I think we're good. All right. Let's see. Let me check and see if you all have any questions. Okay, loud and clear. I don't really like Ronaldo Neutrino, so, and Ronaldo is not the greatest. Messi is. Okay. Column dividers can be hidden, I guess. Column dividers, I guess, I'm not sure. You should try 40 countries per column to see how it looks. Rank should also be adjusted. I don't know what you mean by rank being adjusted. I think that's okay. Yeah, so down the view, we've got 1 through 20, 21 through 40. And yeah, I mean, I could make it I could make it taller and not as wide. If I wanted to do that, I would need to go into each of these and make 20 of these instead of 10. So I would be going like 10, 20, 30, 40. No. Yeah, up through. Yeah, that would be a lot. So I'm going to just leave it the way it is. Okay. Also, for those of you, I know Meras has been following along with all of my Tableau shorts. So if you subscribe to the to my YouTube channel, I am putting out a new tip every single day, and hopefully you find that useful. It's pretty fun to do. I'm learning a lot by doing shorts, and it's also helping a lot of people find the channel, which is even better. So I can help teach more people. So I'm going to call it quits here. I need to get going, but thank you everybody for your time, and I appreciate you tuning in today. Have a good day.